Right now at 10, jury selection in the trial for a woman accused of killing a 6-year-old.
And new leadership begins. Who's now heading the La Crosse School Board?
Plus, swimming on La Crosse's north side facing an uncertain future. How the community can get involved.
Streaming 24/7 on the News 8 Plus app. You're watching News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Emily Brown.
And I'm Ken Kozarowski. Well, thunderstorms swept through parts of the region this evening. So does that mean we're in the clear for overnight and the rest of this week, Greg?
For thunderstorms, yeah, we do pretty much that is done with. We do have a little bit of light rain that might rotate back in for areas near Eau Claire, the wraparound from this low, as we call it. But otherwise, the wind is going to be the story. And right now, it's 15 to 20 miles per hour out there. It's in the 50s, cloudy, but for the most part, dry for a lot of areas, too. Now, we did have, if I can get this to work, there we go. If we, oops, and there we go, finally. You can see overall, there's your wraparound band that's going to begin to push across the area towards Eau Claire, and that's what's going to bring the precipitation in. Temperatures have lowering, but otherwise, a few showers here and there, but it's going to be quiet for the most part. If we look at the wind speed, that is the bigger story, and right now, we still got sustained west 15 to 20, mainly west of the river, but it's now beginning to creep further east behind that low, so expect winds to continue to increase for areas east of the river, and this will continue all the night through the morning commute. So if we look at the planning for Eau Claire, it's going to be the wind, the main story. We'll have clouds in the morning, some more sun. It's not going to feel as nice. Again, 54, though, you'll have that west wind at 15 to 20, so that's the only downfall, although conditions overall should be good. Similar for La Crosse. Cloud cover still out there in the morning, but it's going to get up to 55 with that northwest wind once again, 10 to 15, even stronger. So the story is it's going to be cooler next week, but overall quieter in regards to a lot of precipitation or severe weather. So we'll break down what that means for temperatures and see whether we'll get back into the 60s and 70s anytime soon.
All right, it would be nice. Thanks, Greg. And a reminder, you can always track weather up to the minute with our First Warn Weather app. The La Crosse School Board making some changes to leadership.
News 8 Now's JDS McGee joins us in the newsroom with those details. JDS.
Yeah, the board held its reorganization meeting tonight with new leadership taking place. Board members elected Trevor Sprague as their new president, following the former president, Deb Sukla, not being reelected. Sprague says one of his main focuses will be making sure the board connects with the community.
3 years ago when I ran for the first time, we were all talking about the importance of communication and building public trust, being visible, being active, and doing our best to share all the relevant information to all of the community stakeholders. As president, I think that just becomes even more important.
The meeting also marked the first for newly elected board member Loretta Haas, who says she's ready to step into the role.
Just really looking forward to learning the policies, the procedures, and really how to engage with the public in a more positive way.
Now, the term for the new board president will end in 2029. Reporting in the newsroom, JDS McGee, News 8 Now.
Thank you, JDS. Well, a jury is now seated in the Josie Dykeman murder trial.
Among the jurors, only 2 women. Dykeman is accused of killing 6-year-old AJ Pedrin in February 2023. A month earlier, he was hospitalized for a femur fracture. A doctor expressed concerns about possible child abuse.
I suspect that this case is also going to be heavily dependent on expert testimony. You have the death of a child in a home. There is not a witness to what occurred other than potentially the defendant.
The trial starts tomorrow at 8:45. News 8 Now will provide live coverage on News 8 Plus. Trial is also starting for the man accused in a road rage shooting homicide in 2024. Todd Geck allegedly shot and killed Kyle Dahl. Geck was charged with first-degree reckless homicide after Dahl's car crashed. An autopsy revealed he died from a gunshot wound.
And now the man is charged in the crash that killed an Onalaska teacher. Kirk Johnson faces homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle. Police say Johnson's truck crossed the center line and hit an SUV. The crash killed third-grade teacher Kim Clark. Clark had been a member of the school district since 2002.
A News 8 follow-up meetings start this week on the fate of swimming on the north side. Officials say the outdoor pool at Logan Middle School is too costly to fix. The pool at Logan High School cannot host swim meets. Now, the public can weigh in at 5 public meetings. First one is tomorrow, 6 p.m. at Black River Beach Neighborhood Center, and mail surveys will also be going out.
Well, a heads up for drivers. Main Street is now closed between 24th and 26th Streets. Xcel Energy is doing some work. Right now, no word on when the work will be wrapped up.
A new exhibit landed at the La Crosse Children's Museum. It's the Pigs Can Fly interactive area. It features pieces of a real airplane, including the cockpit wings and tails, and kids can dress up as pilots and play with the dashboard and gauges. It adds to the lower level exhibits, showing ways to travel through the region by sea, land, and now by air.
Area school districts held a luncheon dedicated to military families today. It's part of the Month of the Military Child. It was hosted by Sparta and Toma area school districts. It celebrated family members serving at Fort McCoy and Vogue Field National Guard Base. The high school's junior ROTC presented the colors at the event.
Several dozen protesters gathered at Lake Como in St. Paul this weekend after the lifting of a mining ban near the Boundary Waters. The U.S. Senate recently voted to open more than 200,000 acres to copper sulfide mining. Protesters voiced their concerns about water contamination and wildlife impacts.
My largest concern is that they start mining, right? And our waters are then contaminated and polluted, and the wildlife will die. The waters, will no longer be pure.
Meanwhile, mining advocates say the projects could bring hundreds of jobs to northern Minnesota. Company Twin Metals Minnesota, who will benefit from the ban lift, say they are committed to responsible development.
Developing news, the man accused of opening fire outside the White House Correspondents' Dinner appeared in federal court today, but did not enter a plea.
CBS News' Natalie Allen has the details on the case and the growing concerns over the safety measures in place at the event.
Prosecutors say the suspect, 31-year-old Cole Allen, was armed with a shotgun and handgun when he allegedly stormed a security checkpoint near the ballroom where the White House Correspondents' Dinner was held.
What is clear from the complaint and from what we have so far is he was targeting President Trump. He described that in his manifesto. He was targeting administration officials.
Allen is charged with use of a firearm during a crime of violence, transportation of a firearm with intent to commit a felony, and attempting to assassinate the President of the United States.
There will be additional charges as this investigation continues to unfold. But make no mistake, this was an attempted assassination of the President of the United States, with the defendant making clear what his intent was. And that intent was to bring down as many of the high-ranking cabinet officials as he could.
No one inside the ballroom was injured, but a Secret Service officer was shot in his bulletproof vest and released from the hospital early Sunday.
The White House and lawmakers on Monday condemned rhetoric they say is contributing to a rise in political violence.
Those who constantly falsely label and slander the president as a fascist, as a threat to democracy, and compare him to Hitler to score political points are fueling this kind of violence.
We embrace the fact that everybody should take the temperature down.
The White House expressed confidence in the Secret Service for quickly taking down the suspect, but Chief of Staff Susie Wiles will convene a meeting this week with Secret Service and the Department of Homeland Security to talk about protocols for future presidential events, including upcoming America 250 celebrations. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
The White House says President Trump discussed a new Iranian proposal with his national security team today. Iran is offering to reopen the Strait of Hormuz if the U.S. ends its blockade on Iranian ports. But the proposal doesn't address Iran's nuclear program. President Trump called off plans to send top negotiators to Pakistan for direct talks with Iranian officials. Iran's foreign minister did meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin today and blamed the stalled negotiations on, quote, excessive U.S. demands.
King Charles III and Queen Camilla arrived in Washington today. President Trump and the First Lady welcomed the royal couple to the White House. They're on a 4-day visit marking America's 250th anniversary. King Charles will address Congress, making him only the second British monarch to do so after Queen Elizabeth in 1991.
Jury selection began today in a trial that pits billionaire against billionaire. Elon Musk is suing OpenAI and its leaders, including CEO Sam Altman. Musk claims the company, which he co-founded, violated its original mission of creating an artificial intelligence to benefit humanity when it shifted to a for-profit structure. OpenAI says Musk is trying to derail the company, which runs ChatGPT, for the benefit of his own AI goals.
It's a somewhat novel theory that a nonprofit's initial promises about the mission and what they want to do are legally enforceable promises that could lead to breach of charitable trust and unjust enrichment.
In the lawsuit, Musk wants Altman removed from leadership and any monetary damages awarded to OpenAI's nonprofit arm.
Still to come, a dean of students' approachability is making a meaningful impact. A look at this month's Hometown Hero. Up next.
News 8 Now and these proud sponsors honored the top graduating seniors from La Crosse area schools at the Honor Student Banquet. These students are outstanding examples of academic excellence, and we're proud of them and their schools. Congratulations to these and all graduating seniors.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we see you out there, building a life you love, knowing that when inspiration strikes, nothing should get in your way. At Blaine's, we're here to help, with everything you need to make it happen. At a value that makes it possible. Best-in-class products at unbeatable farm and fleet prices. So you can get everything to do your thing. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Dental implants are often the best solution to severe dental issues. If you have infection in your mouth, it does cause trouble other places. A lot of people ignore infection for way too long. And when they finally do something about it, they say not only do they like what they did here, but they feel better overall. In the end, you can have a smile you're proud of and a very healthy mouth.
We're an implant-focused practice. If you think you have a full mouth of challenges, come see us. Come down for a free consultation.
News 8 Now and these proud sponsors honored the top graduating seniors from La Crosse area schools at the Honor Student Banquet. These students are outstanding examples of academic excellence, and we're proud of them and their schools. Congratulations to these and all graduating seniors.
At La Crosse Polytechnic School, Dean of Students Cortell Roberson is redefining what school leadership looks like. Known simply as Q to students and staff, this longtime basketball coach brings a relationship-first approach to his role as administrator, and it seems to be working. Meet our April Hometown Hero.
Well, I'm getting up on a ladder.
Whenever a principal or dean of students walks by, it's usually a student's cue to straighten up and get quiet. But with Mr. Cortell Roberson, or Q, as students and staff call him, it's different.
He's really funny. Yesterday, he was giving out cookies.
Q is the dean of students at La Crosse Polytechnic School. His approach is more personable, relaxed, and he says that helps him connect.
You gotta be willing to share yourself with them in hopes that they will share themselves with you.
Q credits educators in his own life for showing him how supportive leadership can inspire better decisions and outcomes.
A teacher in 6th grade, when I was maybe not being the best student, kind of helped me out. And I think from that moment is when I equate to the fact that I thought I wanted to be a teacher. I think he set me straight in a way that made me realize that I can probably do that for other people.
And that set you straight mindset didn't stop at the classroom doors. It's something people say he's had for a long time.
We used to play pickup games. He would always yell at us. It was like we knew he was destined to be a coach someday because he was always on our butt. When we were in high school, he was on our butt.
Destined indeed. Q has coached Central High School's girls basketball team for more than 9 years.
It's just another avenue outside of education that you can reach kids. I think sports in general for me was something that helped me get through high school. I think those skills translate into the classroom and translate into life. And I think that's what made me want to coach, is that I can reach kids on a different pathway and be that advisor for them, that guiding light.
Q also runs the Virtual Academy, an online option where K-12 students can take courses. As a leader in both settings, he emphasizes not only academics, but social skills.
Being able to get along with a lot of people, that you can be in any circle, any environment, and you can adapt to it.
And no matter the environment, his message stays the same.
I think number one, just be a good person. In this world where there's a lot of stuff going on, there's a lot of demons from within inside of us or outside of us that are trying to pull us in different directions. Good people get through those things, and surround yourself with good people.
And if you know someone who's doing good works in your community, please nominate them to be our next Hometown Hero. You can go to news8000.com and click on the Features tab. We'll have more news ahead, but first.
Definitely going to be cool and breezy for the rest of the work week. The good news is it's quiet for severe weather-wise. We'll break down what that means for temperatures coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
When the food truck arrives at our neighbor's place, it takes a community. Our attorneys don't just fight insurance companies, they fight hunger in Wisconsin alongside our neighbor's place. Because together, we're stronger. Bygoff and Rohde, your neighbors, your injury advocates.
We really care about our employees and their families, and then also the community as a whole.
We have a lot of really good employees. It's like a family around here.
The customer is always number one. That's always our goal, to get them running.
Having Carrier as their main product, with the support that they give us, the commitment to their product, to our people, is outstanding.
From the first call that you make, we'll take care of you every step of the way.
And air conditioning, your comfort is our business.
Password 1, 2, 3, 4.
Incorrect password.
Technology, am I right?
We need a new tech lead.
This is the job for Sponsored Jobs.
Sponsor your job on Indeed and get matched with quality candidates when you need them most. Visit Indeed.com/hire now.
Hey, you! Yeah, ready to tell everyone about Quick Trip's No Ordinary Chicken? Right now, get a crispy chicken sandwich, regular or pepper jacked, for just $3.99. Feeding the crew? Grab an 8-piece bone-in fried chicken for only $9.99. And don't forget to dip it in Quick Trip's No Ordinary Chicken sauce. Short on time? Order ahead with the Quick Rewards app and make it fast. Stop in today for your No Ordinary Chicken. Only at Quick Trip.
Bring on the spring. Bring on the savings. Bring it on at your local Northland Ford dealers. Get out there in America's most awarded brand for new vehicle quality. Start a new adventure in a Ford Explorer. Take on the great outdoors in a Bronco Sport. Do it all with an Escape. It's time to bring it on. Current and qualified Ford owners get up to $4,000 bonus cash on a new 2026 Ford Explorer. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Get 10% off sale prices when you give $10 to Ovarian Cancer Research, now at Home Furniture.
Meeting you locally where you are online. Join the conversation. Like us on Facebook.
From the law office to the clothing closet, our lawyers seek hope and recovery for the whole community. Bygoff and Rohde and our neighbor's place, where every injury and every neighbor matters, because together we're stronger. Winning justice for Wisconsin.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
Yeah, we're definitely going through a pattern change right now to where it's going to be quieter for severe weather-wise, less precipitation, and probably overall cooler, but there's still some questions of how much cooler will be than below average for the next probably week and a half. It may go longer, so that's good news because we desperately don't need any more rain after the wet April and severe weather. I think we've had enough of that in April too. So Tuesday, the wind still be a factor in the morning, breezy but cooler. Shower chance Wednesday, Thursday. There's a weak disturbance coming down, so it might provide a little bit of opportunity for some sprinkles in the afternoon and evening. Won't amount to too much, but it will be out there. Milder for the weekend means I think we'll be back into the 60s, at least on Sunday. If things turn out right, we might get closer to 70. Just it depends on how this front that's going to be coming through Sunday afternoon. And then there's another one coming Monday, another front that has a little bit more moisture and colder conditions. I think showers definitely will return Monday and Tuesday, but not expecting any severe weather right now with that system overall. So good news going throughout the week that it's going to be a little bit quieter. And you can see really we're going to be on those cooler air mats. It's going to dive south, pretty much establish itself through the week. We might see a little bit reprieve, like I said, towards the weekend as we pull it up, but there's going to be another front that's going to come through, and then another one stronger Monday, Tuesday that brings more of this cooler air through as the west begins to really heat up. So this is kind of the pattern. It's going to be cooler to the east eventually and warmer to the west, with the jet pretty much lying to our south, and that means all the severe weather pretty much keeps down in that area. So that's what we're looking at for the next week and a half. Now right now, the only precipitation we're keeping an eye on is the backside of this low. We call this kind of wraparound moisture because it wraps around the low counterclockwise. It'll come through probably Eau Claire here in the next hour and then linger probably to about 1 to 2 in the morning. It might extend all the way down to maybe Winona, maybe Black River Falls, but that's what we're kind of monitoring right now. The other story, the amount of precipitation that we got. Now some of these numbers here are 24 hours. They will be kind of off. The image is probably more current, giving you a sort of chance that we had some precipitation, but it's a lot of hit and miss with the heavier amounts, the blue and blue shade. So this is good news. We didn't need a lot more moisture. A lot of this rainfall we had, besides further to the west and north, was kind of light rain. We didn't see a lot of heavy rain amounts, which is good. The winds have picked up too, as mentioned. We'll see these wind speeds drop off tomorrow, but not until really the afternoon when you get back to about 10 to 15. Otherwise, it's going to be 15 to 20 out of the northwest in the morning, so it won't necessarily feel that great with the high temperatures, mid to upper 50s, even low 50s further north. So it's going to feel probably more like in the 40s for some areas given that wind. So a little bit of a change. And then the lows are going to be the challenge going on from all the several nights, because we are going to get close to freezing in some areas, especially Wednesday night, and some of the colder spots could get there. Once again, the growing season has begun for most areas. As you look at Wednesday, there's a shower chance in the afternoon, so temperatures come up a few degrees because the winds turn around. Wednesday night, another opportunity to see some close to freezing temperatures. It just depends on cloud cover, which we will have some. And then Thursday night into Friday, it's a very similar story too as we go into Thursday. Less clouds, but that northwest wind will keep the temperatures down a few degrees from Wednesday, but all in all, not much change. As I mentioned, the weekend is shaping up to be pretty nice. We might have a shower late Sunday as a front comes through, but we could also top close to 70, just depends on the timing. And then precipitation kind of returns better Monday and Tuesday with another couple cold fronts coming through. So all in all, more typical early May type conditions, for the most part a little cooler than average, but the good news is severe weather, no really heavy rainfall either.
There we go. Cooler and clear.
Yep.
All right, thanks, Greg. Coming up next in sports, next man up. Brian Gutekunst speaks on the Packers' newest draft class, plus why the WIAA is extending its stay in lacrosse each spring. Jacob is next.
Whether it's a bathroom remodel or comprehensive plumbing services, we at Maxwell White strive to keep our neighbors safe and comfortable in their homes, offering honest, upfront pricing on every service, all backed by a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Call Maxwell White today.
Chevy trucks are as capable and dependable as the Chevy people who drive them. You probably know one. Your sister. Your buddy. The ones who always show up. They all have that little extra something. And maybe you got it too.
It's Chevy Truck Month. Just announced, get over $9,300 in total value on this 2026 Chevy Silverado. Plus, Costco Executive members can get an additional $12.50 members-only incentive.
Get everything you need to start your spring off right. Plus, get an 11% rebate with Menards Garden Center. Choose from our wide selection of colorful flowers, lush trees and shrubs, and everything in between. Plus, pick up seeds, tools, and decor to keep your garden green and growing. Stop in to the Menards Garden Center today and spring into big savings. Find these fresh deals and more and get an 11% rebate at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Find happiness. Find something familiar and new. Find connection. Find culture. Find community. Find yourself at the La Crosse Symphony.
Get your tickets now for Andre Returns on May 2nd, sponsored by TrustPoint at lacrossesymphony.org.
We've done many, many renovations. We bought an old house and have made it into an up-to-date house. Whenever anything involves plumbing, the first call I make is to Maxwell White. Their technicians put together a great final product.
Covering all the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports.
Well, some wet weather has once again affected some games across the area today, but we did have a couple of crucial conference matchups, including an MVC rivalry over in Onalaska. Hilltoppers taking on La Crosse Central Riverhawks. First inning, first batter of the game, Elena Wagner. Gonna lift one over to shallow right field and nearly caught in and out of the glove. Central gets their leadoff hitter on base, and later in the inning, she would score on a pass ball to give Central a lead. But Onalaska would answer with two on. Zoe Lichty lines one through to left field. That would score a run to tie things up. And later in the inning, Kylie Gilhausen lays down a perfect bunt. She beats out the throw and brings in a run. Hilltoppers take the lead. Third inning now, Sydney Kraus up to bat, and she sends a laser into right center field. That gets all the way to the fence as she's in with a leadoff triple. She would later score, and she was lights out on the mound. 5 innings pitched, just 2 hits allowed, and Onalaska gets the win 5-1. Let's head north to Galesville. Redhawks taking on Arcadia. Top of the 5th inning, Tatum Drazkowski stepping up to the plate. And this one, going, and gone. A 2-run blast for Drazkowski cuts the deficit to 4. GT would step up defensively with the bases loaded, though. Ruby Johnson ranging over, and she makes the catch to end the threat. Next frame, more defense on display. Sammy Filla snags it for the out. In the bottom of the 6th, then, Larissa Thompson hits a grounder that finds the outfield, and Alexis Oilette scores as the Redhawks hand the Raiders just their 2nd loss of the season, 9-4. Second career start for the Tomah native Connor Prelip in the bigs, and the first, this man did impress tonight. The Rook did not allow a single hit for the first 4 innings. He finished the game with 5 Ks in 5 innings pitched and just 1 single allowed. And offensively for the Twins, pretty darn good too. Byron Buxton sends out a souvenir to left field to make it a 7-run lead for the Twins. And congrats to Connor Prelip as he notches his first major league win as the Twins take this one 11-4. Well, Wisconsin's fastest feet and largest leaps are staying on the biggest stage in the state for the foreseeable future. As today, the WIAA announced they would be keeping the track and field state tournament in La Crosse through 2034. The championships have been held on UWL's campus every year since 1990, with the exception of 2020. Traditionally held on the last weekend of May or the first weekend of June, the event has topped 20,000 fans on average over the last decade and brings in about $4 million to the La Crosse area. According to WIAA Executive Director Stephanie Hauser, the extension was a no-brainer.
The treatment that the fans, the student athletes receive by not only the university themselves, but the entire community of La Crosse really gives everybody who attends state track a red carpet treatment. We all feel very, very welcome there, and I think the community is really happy that we keep coming back, and so it's a win-win.
State meet is scheduled to begin Friday, June 5th. Meanwhile, the NFL draft is in the books, and the Packers had a bit of a unique few days selecting the newest batch of players to sport the green and gold. Brian Gutekunst made just 6 picks, the lowest number of selections in his tenure as GM. He traded up twice, took a kicker, and added just 1 player on offense. Goody says he felt good about the roster entering the draft and mentioned you can only get so much better over those 7 rounds.
Yeah, I think, when you're looking at the draft, most seasons are determined by the guys that are coming back, not necessarily the guys you're getting to the draft. These guys are just starting their NFL journey, and there's so much in front of them. And I feel really good about all of them, and I think they're going to have, a chance to have an opportunity to be very good players in this league. But, you don't win the Super Bowl during the draft.
And an update on Game 5 between the T-Wolves and Nuggets out in Denver. Minnesota trailing by 5 at the end of the first quarter. No Anthony Edwards or Dante DiVincenzo. Timberwolves do lead the series, though, 3-1. Guys, back to the draft, though. The Packers, 6 picks is the least ever for the franchise. Ties the lowest ever. It was like early 2000s. Last time they only had 6. So they like to get a lot, but they just felt the draft wasn't as deep this year.
Yeah, it's been an interesting one. There weren't as many high-prized prospects at the top of the draft. Not a lot of good quarterbacks, which always has an effect. But defense was definitely the priority for the Packers. You could see it in those selections.
Absolutely. We're going to re-sign some guys on offense as well with the Jaden Reed deal. So it should be a good team again this year.
All right. We can only hope, right?
All right. More news right after this.
News 8 Now and these proud sponsors honored the top graduating seniors from La Crosse area schools at the Honor Student Banquet. These students are outstanding examples of academic excellence, and we're proud of them and their schools. Congratulations to these and all graduating seniors.
At Blain's Farm and Fleet, we know you do things your way. So why shop the same retail giants as everyone else when you can find the same trusted products you want and need at unbeatable farm and fleet prices? Right now, during our spring footwear event, Skechers are buy one, get one half price. These men's Merrell hiking shoes are also half price, just $49.99. Plus, stock up for spring fishing with this Ugly Stick rod and reel combo, $80 off. Find value on the things you value. Blain's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Nothing bothered Biscuit more than stopping to switch from specs to sunglasses. Nora felt the same. So her optometrist, Dr. Sandra, made their walk smoother with these convenient lenses that automatically adjust with the light. You're welcome, Biscuit. Shopco Optical. Nora focused since 1987. People focused since 1978.
Having Spectrum Internet, I realized, wow, this connectivity is great. So I figured, hey, might as well give them a shot as well for the mobile service. I'm a 90s baby, so I hear all the time, every commercial since I was a kid. Bundle and save, bundle and save. And I was like, I'm an adult now. It's time to bundle and save. It was like deals on deals. It was unlimited data. And I got a new phone out of it. It was a pretty magical experience.
Real customers, real savings. Visit spectrum.com/save1000 to learn how to save $1,000 guaranteed.
Style or substance. Somehow, it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything in the GMC Sierra. Or just announced. Get a total value of over $7,100 on this Sierra 1500 model. Plus get $3,000 trade allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
News 8 Now and these proud sponsors honored the top graduating seniors from La Crosse area schools at the Honor Student Banquet. These students are outstanding examples of academic excellence, and we're proud of them and their schools. Congratulations to these and all graduating seniors. You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
A Colorado man has completed the world's largest commercial jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah, the project is complete after 4 years and more than 800 hours of work. Lou Salas finished the 60,000-piece puzzle called What a Wonderful World in his garage. The massive puzzle measures 8 feet by 29 feet. Now, unfortunately, the puzzle has sold out online. They were selling for up to $850.
Man.
Quite a feat.
Quite a feat indeed.
No, thank you. I was never even just like a 150-piece puzzle girl.
No, I mean, I used to do them a little bit with Leah, but I don't have the patience for something like that. Nothing even close to that. That's ridiculous.
No. Congrats to him. that is an accomplishment. Yeah. All right, Greg has a final look at your forecast right after this.
Maxwell White wants you to love your water. Preventative maintenance helps to keep the love going. Maxwell White can get your equipment running right so it can last longer and save you money. Call Maxwell White today. Water conditioning done right.
I've been boxing for 24 years, but a few years ago my right hand had so much joint pain I couldn't punch with it. I couldn't even touch it without extreme pain. I tried surgery, physical therapy, strength training, but the pain never went away.
That's when Anthony found QC Kinetics, and their treatments changed everything.
The pain is virtually gone. I'm hitting the bag again for the first time in almost 9 years. I'm back to doing the things I love.
Join the thousands who have discovered real lasting relief from joint pain with QC Kinetics. Request a free consultation to find out if you're a candidate for this revolutionary treatment. If you're living with arthritis or pain in your shoulders, back, hips, or other joints, our treatments relieve the problem at its source. Isn't it time you get back in the ring? No surgery, no drugs, no downtime, just real relief. Request a free consultation to find out if you're a candidate today. Call QC Kinetics, 715-569-8589, 715-569-8589.
So that no matter what mess you brought into this church today, no matter what addiction and what struggle, no matter how many times you've doubted God or questioned God, that because of Jesus Christ, God's not holding it over your head. Instead, there is this amazing grace, there is this unconditional love that you and I can say, God doesn't just put up with us. God loves us.
Join Pastor Mike Novotny each Sunday. Watch Time of Grace on Channel 8, WKBT.
You know, when you think about it, the things that make Wisconsin products special are the same things that make Wisconsin people special. Quality, integrity, a down-to-earth spirit that's good for the soul. With the Something Special from Wisconsin program, you can find unique, affordable, locally made products for any occasion, event, or moment in life. Whether it's just for you or to share with those closest to you. Look for the Something Special from Wisconsin logo on products at your local retailer or online at somethingspecialwi.com.
At Maxwell White, we want you to love your water. Clean and clear water free from bad taste and odors. The water professionals at Maxwell White will test your water and evaluate any existing equipment, providing the best solutions for you and your family. Call Maxwell White today. Water conditioning done right.
All right, the wind will be the story in the morning and throughout the day too. Kind of breezy, northwest 15 to 20, even stronger. So it will feel cooler than what the temperatures are, upper 50s, low 60s, which is a little bit below average. And that's really the theme throughout the week is below average. Some precipitation chances, but we're not dealing with heavy rain. And more importantly, we have no severe weather to deal with either.
There we go. Some good news right there. Thanks for joining us tonight.
We'll see you tomorrow.